Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant kicking back today with Vince Pichel. This may seem familiar to you guys because we kind of had a similar conversation in November because he's fighting Ismael Bonfim, but this time it is actually going to be at UFC 301 in Rio. Vince,
Yeah,
here we are again.
yet again. Just try this one more time. See, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Hey, get a little closer to the phone though. I can't see you too well. Yeah, there you are. That's better. So let's talk about what happened last time and why this is a rerun. Why are you fighting the same guy again, or why are you trying to fight the same guy again?
Well, I didn't. It's not like I didn't want to fight him the first time. When he didn't make weight, it was kind of man. It's kind of a crazy thing that happened. But there's a lot of variables that happened. But the bottom line was, he was clearly trying to cheat. From what was going on, what I saw, he was clearly trying to cheat. He purposely was not making weight. It wasn't a medical issue on his part. It was literally just him trying to cheat, try to have that weight advantage on me. And so we have the same manager, Jason House.
Yeah.
Um, Talking to Jason. Jason's like, we're making weight. I think I'm cutting weight. We find out like 9:15 he's not going to make weight. I'm like, okay, how far is he off? They're like, he's like 160 pounds. I'm like, you didn't even fucking try.
Right.
So then, we're talking to coaches. We're like, okay, what are the options? Jason House, the manager, is like, catch weight, make weight, take 30%, or just take the money, like take your show purse and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to kick his fucking ass. So I grabbed a bottle of water and I was like, let's do the catch weight.
Yeah.
But Mark, coach is like, nah, fuck that. You're making weight. We're not going to stoop to his level. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool. I feel that. I'm the
I can
same
respect
kind
that.
of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same kind of guy. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let's do that. So then I make weight, and then we're like, okay, you get your options are 30% or take your 5% and walk away. So I'm like, well, I need money. I was kind of I still kind of need money, right? I'm in a little money pinch because of my bad luck the last couple years with injuries and having to pull out a fight. And
And also, you live in the world, Vince, and the world got hella expensive lately.
yeah, I mean, before you really can have enough money, but in Joe Biden's America, you seriously cannot have enough money. Like you really, really need to like have three jobs now. And so I was like, yeah, I need to do this. But then, Jason was talking to Coach, talking to Alex, talking to me. We were kind of having a little powwow. And Jason was like, yeah, I don't like this. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't like it either. And when I was down there to weigh in, I weighed in the first time to see the doctor so I could have extra time to make weight because we were like kind of just we wasted a lot of time arguing back and forth over like what the fuck is going on kind of thing, right? So I weighed in, I saw the doctor, I got my extra hour, I made weight, and then Jason's like, yeah, I don't like this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like it either because when I went to the scale, he was down there eating, smirking with his fucking friends.
So
You know
yeah,
what I
that's what
mean?
you're saying. You said it was very deliberate. You saw him eating before and
Yes,
everything.
it was very deliberate.
Yeah.
He I don't care what the fuck he says. That piece of shit straight up tried to cheat. He was trying to cheat. Like he was blatantly trying to cheat, right? And so I'm the kind of person that money doesn't make my decisions, right? But the situation that I was in, I was gonna just take the fight, right? Like I'm not afraid. I'll beat the fuck out of his ass. I don't care how much he weighs, right? He could be 190 pounds. I'd whoop this dude's ass. So I'm like, whatever. But Jason's like, yeah, I don't like this. Like, let's just take the money and walk. This isn't good. This isn't smart. Yada yada. So I'm like, am I gonna get paid? Jason's like, yeah, you get your show purse.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because I know Dana doesn't like that. He's fucking verbally talked shit about it before, even though you know what I mean. He's known to shit on the guy who doesn't accept the fight, even though the guy doesn't make weight. He's a piece of shit here, right? So I'm like, I don't want to get myself put in that kind of situation. So like, am I going to get paid? Is this going to be cool? Jason's like, yeah, you'll get paid. Don't worry about it. You'll get paid. I'm like, cool. I don't get paid. Dana's talking shit. He's pissed, talking about cutting me. Jason tells me that Sean Shelby had my back and was like, no, let's just, you know what I mean? Like, that's not his fault. Yada yada's
Right.
the other guy. This and that. So whatever.
Because not for nothing, timeout. By the way, you were also fighting a Brazilian in Brazil, where if it had gone to a decision, you might have gotten a crappy call. Like
There's no
there's a
way. Yeah.
lot at play. Yeah,
Yeah, right. And
yeah,
and I don't want to say I know for sure, but I don't trust that he's been tested, and I know for sure he's probably using IV bags too, right? Which is illegal for us. So, like, what I mean? I don't want to throw speculations out there, but I'm not stupid. I
yeah.
know
I
guys
know.
still do that shit. Like,
Right,
if there's a rule to be broke, guys are gonna find a way to break the rules, right? So,
right. Yeah.
the whole thing just smelled like shit to me, and what he did smell, and I didn't trust it, and my gut has never been wrong in
Hmm.
a day in my life. So, I'm like, okay, Jason, well, I'll tell you what. I talked to Jason. I'm like, listen, let's book this fight and, rebook it. I don't care, a couple weeks, a month.
Yeah.
If whenever this dude can make weight, like, let's rebook it. You know what I mean? And then I was like, listen, I know Dana's going to be pissed. And so this is my thought process. Yeah, my show money or my fight money is what it is, right? So I'm like, I don't expect them to pay me all that money because I get paid pretty decent, right? I don't have a contender series contract like he does.
Right. Right.
So I was like, I at least expect half my money. I made weight. I'm at least expecting half my show money, right? Because I made weight. I did my part. It's not on me. I don't get paid. Kind of got shit on, right, in that aspect, and here we are, right? And so I told Jason, I was like, hey, let's get me a fight then. Like, I still need a fight. So whether it's him or somebody else, get me a fight because I'm still. This doesn't change my financial situation. I'm still in a not a good spot, right? And so he's like, okay, cool. And then I think I talked. This is in Brazil, by the way. This is before I.
You were in Sao Paulo, right?
Yeah, we're in Sao Paulo, which is his backyard, right? He's from there, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm talking to Jason afterwards, and I'm like, hey, I need a fight, so let's book me something. I don't care who it is. If it's him, whatever, so be it. I don't care. Like, give me him. I don't care. That's a good fight for me. I just need a fight, right? I need some money. So Jason's like, okay, cool. I got you something. And this is in November. I haven't heard shit about a fight or anything, right? Never got a fight. So I'm like, what's going on? And then I'm like, dude, Jason, like, he's like, well, no one needs a fight and yada yada. I'm like, what about Bonfim? He needs a fight. And he's like, well, they're kind of putting him on the back burner because he didn't make weight. So they're kind of punishing him a little bit, right? So I'm like, okay. I ended up getting a fight. I think I get told I'm getting a fight on the same card against another dude. Another Brazilian guy. He was another contender series guy. Not really. I mean, honestly, someone who I was less worried about fighting than Bonfim, right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. I don't get a contract. I hit up Jason like a week later. I'm like, hey, is the fight on? Because you told me I have a fight, yet I don't have a contract. Nothing. No one's contacted me. Usually it's like that day, the next day, right? The UFC is pretty diligent about their stuff. And so he's like, oh, no, it's on. I talked to Sean. We're good. I'm like, cool. The next day he calls me. He goes, hey, brother, that guy pulled out. He's not going to be able to fight on 301. I'm like, cool, yeah, just fuck me again, right? I'm like, no big deal, whatever. He's like, but they do have Bonfim. You can fight Bonfim. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, give me it. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, they were punishing him. Were they punishing me too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they're punishing him and making him wait for a fight, and then I had to wait all this time for another fight, like, I'm being punished too. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know, right? Because you could have been like shadow banned, right? But
yeah.
But at the same time, if the fight was supposed to be in November, December, there's only a couple of shows, things slow down. There is no, there's only one fight usually in January or something. Like, it's unfortunate the timing did happen too, also before like the break.
Yeah. But what I do know is in December, I found out that they were booking February or March and April. So I could have had a fight prior to the fight now, but I didn't. Yeah. So that tells me that I was getting punished too for making the decision, right? Which actually fucking really pissed me off. And so I had to kind of have a little falling out with Jason, and we talked about it. And I still need to have another talk to him face to face because I don't like talking to people on the phone or over text. Like, that shit's. I need to be face to face with someone so I can look them in the fucking eye and I can feel their energy. That way I know if they're lying to me or not, right? Because I'm a very perceptive person. There's no way anyone can pull shit past me if I'm in their presence. I know what the fuck they're up to. And so we get the fight, and I'm like, cool, yeah, give me the fight, whatever. So I'm talking to Jason, and then we got the fight now. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm fighting this kid again. And so, in my head, I'm being punished too for making the decision that I wasn't going to make, but I made, right? Like I'll say this: had I not been in a financial crunch, I would have made the same decision. I would have said "fuck you" and walked away, right? Like, not even expecting to get paid. I would have been like, oh, I don't care about getting paid. I have money. You know what I mean? Like, money isn't what usually makes my decisions. Like, if someone tries to bribe me, like I'm literally someone who has no price. I do have a price, but it's not money.
Right.
And so we're talking about that, and then we have the fight. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just rebook this. So. Shit, now here we are. I'm going to have to kick this guy's ass in Rio instead of Sao Paulo now. So, I mean, no big deal to me, right? I was more than happy to go out there and kick his ass and take what he's got. Like, that's not an issue for me. The issue for me is, like, who the fuck's lying to me? Like, what's going on here? Because I'm not being told the truth by somebody, and I just don't know who it is.
That sucks, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's a tough call, but I understand too. When people do, like for example, Wonder Boy did the same thing recently, right? Didn't fight somebody for I forget who was it?
Yeah, Pereira, whatever. He missed
Pereira, right? And
10
so
pounds. Like,
yeah, I get it. Like it is a principle, and as much as I understand, and I feel like you've probably even said this too. Like, hey, I understand a pound. I understand. You got real close. You made the effort.
yes.
Like stuff happens, right? Like I get it. It still
Oh,
sucks, but yeah. Like I'm like, dude, you literally only have one job, and that is to show up on weight.
yeah.
Like you could get in a fight, you could walk into the octagon and then just stand there with your arms crossed, but like your job is to get there and make weight and do that.
Yeah.
So when you don't do that part of your job, like I'm not overly sympathetic, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I'm the same way, right? Because to me, that's super disrespectful. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're supposed to be a professional. Like the hardest part of fighting, honestly, is making weight, right? And we
Yeah.
all know that. And the excuse I was given was his weight cutting guy wasn't there with him. So it's like, okay, what do you do for the rest of his fights? Did this guy cut weight for him? Is that how it works? Like this is like that's a stupid ass excuse to me. Like that to me is like
Yeah.
you missed me with that bullshit, motherfuckers,
Right.
dude. Like
Well,
I could.
also with the PI help with the food and everything, like I feel like things have gotten streamlined a lot more that if you want that help with the nutrition, you can get it.
Yeah, and the UFC has nutritionists out there for us too. So
Right.
if we're having weight issues, like they ask us every day, "What's your weight? How you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? How you feel? This and that." So
Hmm.
I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just the situation was really shitty and smelled like shit. So I walked around instead of stepping in it. You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, with that said, then it maybe has ramped up your intentions. Maybe it's ramped up,
Oh, I'm gonna hurt him
your.
now. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
hurt him
that's what I was just about
now.
to ask. So how?
Now I'm
So
not
now
gonna
that
feel
you
bad.
approach this,
I'm not gonna
because
feel bad.
though, Vince, emotion is not necessarily a great thing to have in a fight sometimes.
It's not, and I'm not emotional about it. I'm just gonna let him know that he fucked up and sorry about your luck. And then when I'm done whooping his ass, I'm gonna tell him he can thank Jason for it because it's his fucking doing that did that. You know what I mean? We have the same manager, so
Yeah,
like it's I don't know. The
that's
whole
a little
situation
tough.
was like shit to me, and I don't know. I'm very very unhappy, and Jason's probably not gonna like my interviews because I've been talking mad shit. But I mean, so be it. This all falls on him, and I didn't even get like an apologies from him for this, right? So it's like everyone's kind of like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll just get you another fight. And it's like, yeah, don't. You're not worried about it, motherfucker. Your life's okay. I'm over here trying to fucking scramble for money, doing side jobs, doing shit like that, right? Like I'm
Yeah,
stressed out enough just being a fighter. It's you know what I mean. Like I don't fight for the money. Like it's good. I get paid well for fighting, but that's not the
yeah,
reason why I fight. You know what I mean? Like I fight because I'm just so fucking angry and things piss me off so bad, and this gives me peace of mind when I get to fucking ruin somebody's life and not feel bad about it, right? Because that's what just gets done to me all the time. So it's like fuck. I need to balance these scales out a little bit, but I'm not super emotional about it, but I'm definitely looking to give him a speech impediment after this fight. Like he's not going to leave that fight the same.
wow. Yeah, that's intensity. Let's call it that then. Instead of emotion,
Yeah, yeah.
we will
You can ask
call
my
that.
partners. You can ask my training partners how my intensity is too right now because they don't like playing with me in the gym.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I wanted to get to because there is the thing about it. I guess that's also highly frustrating is that not that you pick and choose what fights you want, but like you don't fight as frequently, right? So then when you do go through all that and you're ready for a fight and then it falls out and then you have all this time, to sort of stew about it, it is frustrating. So,
Yeah, and
um,
and admittedly, like I after I fought Mats and I got injured, also to fight another fight, and I got injured, I had to get hip surgery, and so like,
yeah,
none of that's anybody else's fault. It was just just luck of the job, I guess
yeah,
you could say. But you know what I mean. But when I'm like very vocal about like what I need and I don't ask for much. I'm a very minimalist kind of person. I don't ask for
yeah,
much from people, and I don't take advantage of people. If I can't help somebody, I don't ask them to help me. Is how I am, right? And
okay,
so I just got really upset because I feel like I didn't get the help I felt like I deserved. Is what I felt. I feel like even though he's the one that is in the wrong, or I was
hmm,
I was getting shit on for it too, which just doesn't sit well with me. Not at all.
it's tough, and like, yeah, it's tough, and I understand. Like I said, I felt like the same thing was happening to Wonder Boy. People were dumping on him, and he's like, "I'm
Yeah,
not the bad guy." I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that you
right.
all wanted to see us punch faces, but I'm actually not the bad guy here.
Yeah, and to be honest, people don't
Yeah,
know this, but if someone misses weight by 5 pounds, the commission's supposed to cut that. I think it's like 4 to 5 pounds. The commission cancels the fight.
yeah,
But and I don't want to talk shit, but the UFC basically just pulled their dick out and be like, "No, commission, you're not causing this fight. That's on the fighters." You know what I mean? And then like to put that on us and have people talk shit to us because the other guy doesn't make weight. Like I don't know, I'll beat the fuck out of people if they want to talk shit to me about that. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. I'll ruin their life too. Like because
well,
That's just such a crooked morality to have, right? When you are reprimanding the person who's in the right, who like did their part, and not the guy who didn't. You know what I mean? Like to treat the person that did their part like the guy who didn't is fucking absurd to me.
It's tough. And I just noticed, I don't know if you saw that on the screen, a little heart popped up on my program. I think it automatically
I
sometimes
didn't
like
see it.
responds to things. I think there's like an AI bot in my thing here that just
Even that
responded.
motherfucker knows. Even that motherfucker knows.
That, but whatever it was, I think it just hearted up where you're like, I'm gonna F somebody up. Like, but the AI here is like, do it, Vince, do it.
Yeah,
Um,
right. But like I said, I'm a little upset with the situation, but
yeah,
like make no mistake, I'm super motivated.
yeah,
It's not that I'm angry and out of my emotions. I'm very
mm,
willful, calm, and collected in my emotions, and I'm
yeah.
very methodical in the way I do things. And so on May 4th, you're gonna see a very dangerous me.
Nice, nice. Well, you were talking about moving around with the guys in the gym, and the cool thing is, if you're out there with Factory X and everything, our boy Anthony Smith is on the same card.
Yep,
So
Anthony and Jonathan, we're all three of us are on that card.
that's right, and Jonathan, right? And so I'm actually, I'll be going as well. So this will be fun for me to be there with you guys. So how has let's say the collective intensity of the three of you guys going down there, and especially because Anthony is fighting Vitor, who was basically talking a lot of crap to him at the fight. He fought, he won, he's jawing at Anthony over there like I'll fight you, and Anthony didn't appreciate it when we were working that night, and now they actually did get matched up, and so I feel like there's definitely some intensity coming from him as well.
Oh yeah, Anthony. I think Anthony's all like me, right? Like we're the old dogs, so that
Yeah,
kind of shit doesn't bother us. We're not the kind of person that's like gonna get emotional about it, get upset at you, and bark back.
right.
I'm gonna let you fucking feel this is how I'm gonna let you know my answer, right? Like this is gonna be my response to you when we get in there. And so Anthony's the same way. I feel like I'm the one that has the most intensity. That's like visual intensity, right?
Yeah.
Like my energy. Like people can feel my intensity and my energy, right? And so I feel like
Hmm.
I'm the one who has the majority of that in the gym right now. Like as far as me, Anthony, and Jonathan goes.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that they don't have the intensity in the gym. Mine's just more of a
Right.
like I don't give a fuck who knows how I feel, right? Like fuck you, fuck him, fuck them, right? Like I'm
Right.
not a kind of person. I don't care. I don't need people around. I'm a dangerous person because I'm okay being alone. I don't need other
Right.
people.
Nice. Now, well, to your point, I literally, and hopefully, maybe we'll even call it back on the show on the broadcast. But literally, it was ice in his veins when I said to Anthony. So we're at the desk, and like, so we show the Vitor calling out Anthony, and I'm like, okay, Anthony, so how do you beat him? And he just goes, any way I want to.
Yep.
And I'm like, holy shnikey! It was the Robbie Lawler. I'll take your soul. It was like, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, we've been around too many. And Anthony's got what, like 50 something fights or something?
Yeah, like yeah, I'm saying
Right?
same thing. Yeah, he's like, okay, bro, yeah, whatever, and
Yeah.
and yeah, he's not scared. He's just like, okay,
Yeah.
see,
And that's just the way it is, right? So
yeah,
I don't know, like to guys like him and me, it's just another day in the office, right? Like I grew up
yeah,
fighting, so I've been in more fights probably than most fighters have outside of fighting before I even
right,
started fighting. So like and that mentality just is like we're dogs and you can't scare us.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, I will say, the last time we spoke, we got into all kinds of stuff. So I want to just let people know they should go back and look. Like we got into your, how you got into fighting with Mark Smith and everything. Big John. We talked like there was all these stories about your youth. A lot of stuff talking about the tough house. So people, I'll put the little marker here.
Yeah,
People should go back and check out that interview as well because we
yeah,
did we did a deep dive on a
yeah.
bunch of
I don't
stuff.
I don't tell a lot of people my story, but I feel like I have a really good story, and I've been writing a lot of shit down so I could possibly one day write a book. But I'm such a
Right.
perfectionist. I'm so hard on myself that I won't let that be. I won't let that come out until it's actually perfect in my eyes, and it can actually display and relay what I feel and the things that I've been through. And like I'm pretty articulate in my words, so
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna do something like that. But it's gonna come in due time.
I appreciate that, and that is actually what I wanted to ask you about because we mentioned that in that other interview, and I'm the same way. Like, people say to me all the time, like, "Oh my God, KB, you should write a book," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So part of it I could, but part of it I can't because I can't name the names and I can't actually say the stuff that it did.
Yeah, exactly. Cold
But
case.
I'm same
That's
way.
what I
Like,
say. I tell them it's a cold case.
yeah, right, right, right. I want everything to be perfect and everything, so I appreciate that sentiment. But you definitely do have a cool story to tell, and hopefully people can check out that other interview. But yeah, we will see you next week in Rio against Bonfim. So I'm guessing, yeah, we should probably not expect a knockout, but that's the kind of energy that you're taking to this fight is knockout energy for sure.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm looking to finish him. I'm gonna make him realize that like he fucked up signing on that dotted line, right? Because it's not me who's taking a step in competition anyway. It's him.
Yeah.
He's the one taking a big leap in competition, not me, right? And not to say he's not a dangerous guy because he can't be dangerous, but the skill set that I bring is just so vast compared to what he has and offers that I'm not really even too worried about it.
Nice. Okay. Well, with that said, hopefully you have a safe travels there. That is, I guess, kind of the hardest part, right? Sometimes getting down there, that travel is.
Yeah, especially with the Boeing planes these days and the people.
Oh, don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the world is ran by criminals right now, and it's very, very unseating, very, very unsettling to me.
On that note, yeah, well, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, right.
Well, listen, Vince, it is always fun catching up with you, though, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys throw down. Hopefully, he makes weight and everything goes off down at 301 in Rio. So yeah, appreciate you kicking back with me
I
today.
told Manager Jason if he doesn't make weight this time, I'm kicking his ass in the hotel, and they can cut me. I don't care. I'm kicking his fucking ass in the hotel. Him and his friends, because I'm sure they're going to be upset about it too.
Yeah,
I don't care.
All right, well, cool. Well, great catching up. Thanks for kicking back, and yeah, safe travels to Rio, and I will see you there.
Sweet. Thank you, Karyn.
See ya.
Appreciate you.